we're going to cover what the market impact could be if the Pokemon Company is in fact able to print as much as they want to next year and that everyone is alluding to. Let's get started. Hello, beautiful people. Zach here. It's another beautiful day. Nice to see your smiling faces. Let's get right into this. So I'm a washed up broker. You might have seen some of my previous videos, but probably not. A big part of what I used to do for a living was analyze markets, a lot of different markets. I'm starting to see more and more YouTubers cover what the market implications are going to be and what they will be. And a lot of self-righteous pat on the back kind of people saying, well, I don't know what the future is. And I think every single person should be saying that as well. Well, yes, nobody knows what the future is. And anytime you listen to anyone at all, especially me, you need to take that with a grain of salt. Use your brain, do some critical thinking, and decide for yourself, hey, does this make the most sense for me to put $500,000 into Pokemon? Maybe I don't have thousands of dollars of discretionary income to throw at Pokemon. Maybe that's not the greatest idea. So hopefully you can see someone like myself, whenever I make videos like this, I can't possibly give disclaimers on every single thing I'm saying because I expect you to know your situation the best. I can't tell you, hey, just going off of your income, how much you save for retirement, how you're doing in life right now, I think you should put X amount to. Nobody can tell you that exactly. So you're gonna have to answer this for yourself. However, I will say, hopefully what I have, this information for you, is enough guidance along the way to give you an idea. So back to the topic, I'm seeing a lot of very smart individuals making videos around the Pokemon market saying that there's going to be a crash of Pokemon, especially next year, whenever Pokemon Company is able to print more. So let's assume that as of right now, I believe it's a rumor. I haven't seen the Pokemon Company say an exact plan of what they intend to do next year. However, the word on the street is that they're going to open up some more printing facilities, essentially. So let's assume that's true. Will the Pokemon market crash? No. I'm going to tell you why it doesn't even matter how much they print. So first of all, can it crash? Absolutely, anything's possible. Do I think it will crash? No. Here's an example. They were going to reprint Cosmic Eclipse. Didn't happen. That tells us that the Pokemon Company is aware and why they sent out that tweet saying, hey, we're aware of the issue. Sorry, we plan on doing more to kind of help with that. Nice little PR tweet. So the Pokemon Company is clearly aware of the issue. They just don't have the tools to be able to take care of the issue yet. They wanted to reprint Cosmic Eclipse. It got canceled. That tells us, hey, we know that this is in demand. They had to cancel it because they couldn't keep up with all the demand of everything else. So do I think next year, when they double printing, let's say, that the demand for product is going to go down, they're going to be able to reprint every single Sword and Shield set and keep up with the growing demand of the modern sets? I just don't see it happening. Let's say they are able to pull that off though. Do I think that's going to make the card market crash? No. Do I think a reset could happen? Do I think there will be a cool-off period, maybe for even months? Sure, that can absolutely happen. Everyone's saying demand is going to plummet, sales are going to plummet, numbers are going to plummet. Here's why I think that's wrong. All of these YouTubers I'm talking about, and you can watch pretty much any video that's out there right now, and most of them allude to something on this topic. They throw out all these ideas that imply that they think the market is too esoteric, when in fact, I think it's the absolute opposite of that. Let's talk about the Star Wars franchise real quick. You've heard of Star Wars, right? It's an international success. $65 billion. The Pokemon Company, $92 billion. Again, as someone who's looked at markets before, something absolutely abysmal would need to take place in order to truncate this exponential growth that we've been seeing. And again, that can absolutely happen. Anything is possible. I'm just saying it is very, very, very unlikely. The Pokemon Company would need to have some sort of a PR fumble or nightmare scenario happen in order for that to change. They would need to tweet something to the equivalent of saying like the Patriots are the best football team ever. I know that's an extreme example, but I had to say it. Another thing that I want to point out, especially if these YouTubers are watching, or even if you're someone who was on the fence about what to think about this, here's something I want to say. So markets are dynamic. We know this. A lot of times it doesn't have any rhyme or reason. A lot of times it doesn't. I've talked to some of the smartest people in the financial industry. And when I heard them talking about their reasoning or their explanation as to why a stock didn't outperform this stock or why this benchmark didn't perform as this, I heard the words "I don't know" thrown around more than anything else. I don't know. I don't know why it did that. There are a lot of external variables at play that I'm not aware of and that you're not aware of. Another thing is people are saying we're in a bubble right now. Sure, it's kind of a bubble. Let's go ahead and throw that out there. Markets can stay irrational much longer than you can stay solvent. Meaning, hey, I know these prices are going to go down eventually. This is insane. I'm going to keep holding my position right now. You're going to run out of money before you're able to do anything because the markets, they do what the markets want. If you look at the antiques and collectibles trade, I'm using a somewhat parallel/related benchmark here. You can see periods of times where markets are in a bubble for decades, to where it doesn't make sense. You're like, this makes no sense. I have no idea why this is so expensive for a Darkness Ablaze booster box. Who's going to pay more than MSRP for a Crimson Invasion booster box? It doesn't have to make sense. There are a lot of people way smarter than I am that won't be able to articulate and explain why it is the way it is right now. Sure, we can come up with a lot of really good points, and anytime when you know the conclusion, which is the situation that we're in right now, we can point a lot of things to say, oh, well, this is how it got there. Well, yes, of course we're at where we're at. If there's one thing you take away from this, here's what I want it to be. Subscribe to the channel so you stop. But really, it's everybody has their own theories. Everybody thinks they're so smart and saying, oh, well, I'm not so smart, you shouldn't listen to me, but if I were you, here's what I would do. Everybody's gonna talk like that. There's gonna be a lot of noise out there. Use your brain and use your brain. That's the best piece of advice I can give you. Really, just take a step back and then take 2 more steps back and think, wait, does that make sense? So it's gonna be really interesting next year. I hope we're able to get more product next year. That'd be awesome, that'll be great. I will be buying more product personally when that happens. I remember when Pokemon was new. In the early 2000s, people were saying, oh, you know, it's just the latest fast, the newest thing, you know, just waiting for the next thing to come out. I remember hearing the same thing when Pokemon Go came out. I remember the same thing when Evolutions came out. And I'm hearing it right now as well. It depends. Where do you want to draw your line at? Well, you know, it's going to fail any time now. I'm just saying I can think of 92 billion reasons why it won't. So when people are saying everything's going to the moon, you know they're exaggerating. Use your brain. When you hear people say, oh my goodness, everything's gonna be crashing soon. People paying all these ridiculous prices for all of these things. I feel so bad for them. All these other YouTubers saying everything's going to the moon. Man, they're gonna go to hell for saying that. A lot of times the answer is somewhere in the middle. And I'm your middleman. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss future videos like this. And I do not know everything. I know like most of it though. That was a joke, but seriously. And until next time, enjoy the hobby. Know that not everything is going to the moon, and know that not everything is doom and gloom. Say hi to a neighbor and slap a stranger on the butt.